you join me for a trap workout. I'm pretty tired, I'm meant to be resting, but I needed to train. So I'm just doing a bit of trap and neck this evening. So heavy shrugs, and then I'm going to do some heavy neck harness later on. But to start with, I'm just having a bit of fun. Being a meathead, trying to thicken up all this, build up the yoke. I didn't film my warm-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plates at the moment. I'm using the axle as always, so it's very good for your grip as well. I might use lifting straps in my next set. I'm just going up in 5s. I'm more of a proponent of kind of mid to lower rep range for traps. That works probably best for me. I do a bit of everything, but generally speaking, I kind of warm up in lower reps, anywhere between 5 to 10 reps. And then when I get to my work weight, I'm going to do my best to fill up the bar tonight, to be honest with you. I'll get what I get with it. Okay, anyway, 6 plates. Feel my grip being compromised a little bit then. So, what are we on now? 300 kilos. So, I feel 300 kilos, get 5 reps of that. Is it 300? Yeah, 300 kilos. 5 reps of that. And then I'll probably go 340. And just see where I go with that. Shrugs have really fallen out of favour in gyms, I've noticed over the last few years. Maybe that's why you've got lots of people with relatively small traps and necks. I think priorities have just shifted. And because social media said it wasn't good, social media told a lot of people that shrugs didn't work. I built my traps predominantly with shrugs. I've got reasonably developed traps. Don't get me wrong, you know, your rows and your high pulls and your deadlifts and all those things help, but the biggest the biggest contributor to my trap size, I would undoubtedly say, is shrugs. Front shrugs, rear shrugs, dumbbell shrugs, trap bar shrugs, some form of shrug. And again, I personally have always found lower rep range pretty heavy. Has been most effective for me. Right, so it's going to be my top set now, 340. Bars undone. Oh. That's heavy. Alright, so With my top set now, I use the other ones as warm-ups of sorts. Now this will be the one that I put my effort into and get as many reps as I get. So I'll get more than 5 hopefully with this, probably closer to 10 or whatever. All right, going to move on now. So that was a 340 front shrug. So I'm now going to go on to some rear shrugs. Now, rear shrugs are really, really good. Lee Haney made these very popular in the 80s. He did a slightly different variation to what I do, where he almost did like a partial upright row behind his back and he only went relatively light. But I always saw Lee Haney doing these. Those of you who don't know Lee Haney, shame on you for one, and two, he's an 8-time Mr. Olympia, one of the best of all time. People always talk about Ronnie, but it was Lee Haney, then Dorian took over from him, and then Ronnie took over from Dorian. So Lee Haney was a phenomenal bodybuilder, and he had brilliant traps. Now, when we think about the traps, we only tend to, a lot of us, think of this sort of big muscle there, but the traps actually go all the way down your back. They're like a fan. And I do find rear shrugs really hit the lower elements and the lower part of the traps pretty well. Now, I'm pretty warmed up already, so what I'm going to do in a moment is I'm going to strip the weights back down to 5 plates, and I'm just going to work my way back up from there. So I'll go 5 plates, 6 plates, and then 7. I don't know if I'll do 8 on it, but I'm going to try and get up to at least 300 kilos. On it. I'm going to follow the similar principle whereby I warm up in 5s, and then my top set, my working set, I'm going to get some more reps with it. It's just a great way of conserving energy, because as I said, I'm just looking at them as warm-ups. I'm not looking at them, I'm not concerned about them. They are just a means to an end, a way of getting to my top weight. And it's something that, it's a principle you can apply to a lot of things. I'm not saying do it for everything, but when you're going for a top set for strength, go through the motions of warming up is what I'd say for a lot of you. Do enough reps to kind of open up all those neuromuscular pathways and, you know, kind of get used to the movements. And obviously get the joint warm and the muscle lubricated. But when you kind of warm up and do very, very, very high reps, a lot of the time you're kind of taking away from your main stuff. So let's say you're on bench press or something like that. Let's say you're a 100 kilo bencher. A lot of you, I'm sure, if you're a 100 kilo bencher, you could probably bench press 60 kilos for 20 reps or something like that. But in the process of doing 20 reps with 60 kilo on your bench, you're probably taking away from your top end strength. So you might be better off warming up, but you know, doing 6-8 reps and something like that. So it's enough to get some blood in the area, but it's not enough to really tire you out. So I'm not saying I do this all the time, but when I'm working up to something heavy, but as I said, I know I want my working reps to be around 10. All the other stuff is just going through the motions. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking, strip this weight down, and get started. I know quite a lot of you have said you quite like the raw format. That's why I'm not really doing much cutting today. And to be honest with you, it's a lot easier for me to edit. So, right, I'm back down to 5 plates. Hopefully it shouldn't feel too bad. Yeah. Oh, God. I lied, that did feel bad. Oh. Right, I am going to use lifting straps. My grip has taken a beating recently. So I know my grip is reasonably strong, but the skin on my hands just feels terrible at the moment, to be honest with you. So let's move this over. I'll get another quick 5 with this, and then see what we're saying after that. My hands weren't balanced then, leaning to one side. Yeah, it's weird how we have trends with, and unfortunately due to social media, I know I'm communicating with you guys via social media at the moment, but I'm not like those other guys. I like lifting stuff, but a lot of the time, particularly with the advent of science-based lifting, it seems to be about, I won't say lifting smart rather than lifting hard, I don't know how you describe it, but basically taking every shortcut possible to get muscles. I just want to be strong. Muscles are a bonus. This will make you strong. And I've spoken about traps, in particular traps and neck before. Traps just exude power, they do. If you see someone walking down the road and you see a thick neck and thick traps, there's like an instinct in you, and they just look strong. They might not be strong, but ordinarily, thick necks just kind of exude power. And so if you are someone that, you know, wants to look strong, I highly recommend you kind of develop your neck and traps on top of the other sort of show muscles, because people always think of show muscles like, you know, your chest, your biceps, maybe having a nice V-taper. But if you're a lifter, and I know a lot of you guys, because I don't have many viewers, but I know a lot of you guys are pretty hardcore guys. You know, if you're a lifter, you don't look for width this way, you look for that front to back thickness. You look for the neck, you look for the traps, the go muscles. Anyway, enough talking. Let's get another set out of the way. Well, I do my plates. I took one of these plates and the wrong side. On the rare occasions you do see people shrug, a lot of time in gyms nowadays it is dumbbells. Now I do like dumbbell shrugs, but I've not come across a dumbbell yet that I can't shrug for like a very, very high amount of reps. So I've not shrugged the dumbbell that would limit me, let's say, to 10 reps. That's probably just down to the gyms I've trained in over the years. But I mean, I've come across 80 kilo dumbbells. One of the gyms I used to train at regularly, for many, to be fair, my home gym, many years ago that I grew up in, Total Fitness in Great Bridge. They at one point had 80 kilo dumbbells, and I used to hit those for 20 reps, 30 reps. So in pretty good form. So I've always found myself falling onto the front shrug or the rear shrug particularly, and the trap bar. The only thing is the trap bar, you have to pick it up from the ground. And if you don't fancy the fight for the deadlift to start with. So I've got to say, barbell shrugs to the front, barbell shrugs to the rear have always been my kind of meat and potatoes. Right, okay, so I'm back up to 8 plates, so that's 340 kilos. And again, I'm going to do my best to get more than 5 reps with it. That was a tough pickup. Yeah. One thing I will say with rear shrugs, they are much more difficult than front shrugs. Believe it or not, they involve a lot more core strength. They really hit your abs and things. And also, I'm a very long-armed lifter, as you can see. If you're a shorter-armed lifter, like I've got a few clients who their arms just aren't designed for deadlifting and these kind of things. You may struggle a little bit, and you might find that the bar kind of drags on your backside a little bit. So it might be a case that that rear shrugs aren't always for you. They're not for everyone, but if you can do them, they are a really, really good addition. Okay, I'm just going to finish off now with a bit of neck harness. I don't know how heavy I'm going to go. I'm going to stick with a higher rep range, probably 20-ish, 15 to 20 reps. Neck does tie in really nicely, I find, with traps. To be fair, every day's neck day for me. I train neck quite often. I train neck 2 to 3 times a week. So every day feels like neck day. I just like to have a strong neck. It's nice to have a thick neck, but I like to have a strong neck. My neck is a speck over 20 inches, depending on my body weight. At the moment, I am, I think, around 135-ish kilos, thereabouts. I don't know exactly. If you're English, I'm over 21 stone. I'm about 21 stone 4, 21 stone 5 at the moment. So in pounds, what's that? Just under 300 pounds. What would that be? Literally about 298, 299 pounds. So as your body weight goes up, I tend to find my measurements go up. So yeah, my neck is in the region of 20 and a bit, 20 and a half, something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna use plates tonight. Sometimes I use dumbbells, sometimes I use plates. I'm just gonna go straight neck harness. What I tend to do with neck is I'll choose 1 or 2 exercises, depending Tonight I'm just choosing one because I've done quite a lot of trap work, which also indirectly hits the neck as well because your traps are connected right into your neck. So I'm probably just going to do like 3 sets and just take it from there. Right, hopefully you can see me. So got my neck harness set up, open the harness up. Now if you've got a setup like mine where you've either got a buckle on the front or Velcro, always have the buckle or Velcro at the front. I've got quite a big head because I'm quite a big bloke, so I have to have it wide and then just get it on. It is pretty difficult to look cool wearing a neck harness, but whatever. We're between, what's this between friends, eh? Okay, so get my plates on. Now, to be honest with you, for the sake of speed, using dumbbells is a little bit easier, but I just fancied using plates tonight. But dumbbells are a bit easier to get on and off very quickly. Okay. Now you'll see I put my forearms kind of on my thighs, on my knees, and I use them almost like posts. At the moment I'm using a reasonably full range of motion. I don't pause, because you can pause if you want to. I can pause there if I want to, but I just kind of keep it going. And my marker is, as I go up, I can feel my neck touch my traps. That's, some people might think I'm not using much of a range of motion. That's a pretty full range of motion for me, because I've got quite a developed neck. Ugh. And just take it off. And yeah, so that felt okay. I think I did more than 20 reps then. I was talking to you guys, so I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest with you. It felt 20 plus. I'm going to go to 2 plates, and I'll probably just get a couple of sets with 2 plates. Already I can feel quite a nice pump going there. That feels pretty nice, as I said, because if you combine neck and traps together, you will find, particularly like with rear shrugs, I find they really hit the base of my neck. So doing neck after rear shrugs really activates it pretty well. Okay, gonna grab another plate. Now this is where dumbbells are a lot easier to use, because it's a lot easier to slide a 40 kilo dumbbell over the chain rather than pick up a plate and then pick up another plate. But plates look kind of cooler than dumbbells. I remember actually at the gym relatively recently, within the last few weeks, and I'd got 2 plates on a chain, and I remember someone commenting, "Oh wow, you're doing 2 plates." I'd already done a 50 kilo dumbbell, but people were thinking that 2 plates is heavier than a 50 kilo dumbbell. It isn't, obviously, it's 40 kilos, but it just looks heavy. Anyway, enough war stories. Right, let's go again. Now when you're doing them, on the first rep, always give yourself a bit of support with your hands just to make sure that your neck is okay, because the neck is a very delicate area. So always have your hands ready just in case. Okay, let's go. That was heavy. Alright, that was 2 plate for 20. I'm not going to go heavier than that. My traps definitely pre-exhausted my neck. I've been going pretty crazy with neck recently. I've hit a couple of PBs recently on neck. I managed to get a 65 kilo dumbbell. Was it 65 or 70? Either 65 or 70 kilo dumbbell, which is the first time I'd ever done it in my life. I got it for quite a few reps. I think I got it for 15 reps. I can't remember, don't quote me. It's either a 65 or a 70, one or the other. Which I was absolutely chuffed with. I did that a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, my neck has been pretty good recently. But since doing that, I haven't attempted to go heavy again, because the neck, just like any other muscle, I find you kind of peak, and then it's better to back off a little bit. So I have, since then, in my last few neck sessions, I haven't gone much past 50 kilos, which is still a reasonable amount of weight. But I would also say when you're training neck as well, keep the reps on the higher end, over 10. I don't recommend, generally speaking, going lower reps overall. It's just a really delicate area. Now, Tom Haviland, I will tell a lie. Tom Haviland, you've seen me maybe if you watch my channel regularly. One of the other neck training videos I did, and I was just copying Tom, where you kind of bend over and you do like a dead stop with the neck. You attach it to the harness, the plates are on the ground. I do go low reps on those when I do them. Those are 5 to 8 rep range. But for neck harness, plate raises, the side raises and things like that, I tend to stick to 10 plus, but most of the time I want to use more 15, 20, 30 rep range. Okay, right, last one, and then we're good to go. Okay, my neck is officially pumped. Okay, session's done. As I said, this was a kind of impromptu session. I'd already had a session this morning. It's currently Saturday. I just wanted another session, to be honest with you. I didn't know what to do, but I wanted to do something. So neck traps, they're relatively low stakes. My traps are obviously going to be pumped and my neck's going to be pumped, but it won't have that much effect on my other body parts and things. So I'll edit this together and hopefully you should see this on Monday. I accidentally uploaded 2 videos last week. The video you saw, or those of you, the 30 of you that watched it, the clean and press and the 5x5 bench press, that was meant to be a premiere for this Monday coming. I thought I'd set it to premiere and I hadn't, and it just uploaded randomly at midnight when I was uploading it one day randomly last week. So my schedule is Mondays. So it will be, I'm going to do my best to set it to Premiere. I thought I had, but I will be regularly uploading just one video a week at the moment on a Monday. As I said, the algorithm still hates me. However, those of you who do watch my videos, my regular guys, you guys don't hate me. And it's a bit of loyalty to you guys. As I said, I do appreciate the support. We're a small community, but you know, those of you who do comment and do watch the videos seem to like the videos. So you know what? Forget about YouTube. Put the middle finger up to the man, eh? They don't like little channels, but you guys like little channels. So it will help if you can comment, like, subscribe, hit notifications, all those things. Like, genuinely doing comments really does help. It wakes the algorithm up, and it kind of shows YouTube that you are vaguely interested. So even if I've only got 30 people watching, even if it's a little emoji, a thumbs up, you know, whatever, it's something, and it shows that there's some kind of engagement. Because as I said, at the moment, YouTube just does not care. And I was speaking to a couple of you in person relatively recently, and you were saying you're just not getting, even though you've got notifications, you're not getting notifications for any of the videos I'm putting up, and people are searching. So if you're not getting notifications, just search on a Monday. And go back and look at some of the old stuff, because I bet you there's loads of stuff on there that you haven't seen that I've uploaded. Because as I said, any bit of support really does help. And I don't do this because I know I'm going to take over YouTube. I do it as a bit of a passion project. But, you know, it can be a bit of a slap in the face sometimes when only a handful of you get to watch it. Whereas, you know what it's like on social media nowadays. You have to gossip about other people, or you have to talk about, you know, anabolics and, you know, just rubbish that's should have nothing to do with fitness, nothing to do with being strong, nothing to do with fitness. It should be about lifting and enjoying lifting and sharing ideas and sharing experiences. That's my idea of lifting, and that's what I want for my lifting community. Anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox. All right, you guys take care. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit notifications, all that good stuff. Speak to you soon.